Debtors ledger of Steve Stores. We're going to start with our first debtor, J. Prinsloo. Debit means add, credit means minus. We already have our opening balance of 23,900 recorded. That was on our list of transactions information number 1 given to us. Then if you quickly scan through all the transactions, wherever I see Prinsloo's name, I know it will influence his debtors ledger, and it's on the 1st, 7th, 8th, 9th, 15th, 21st, and 22nd. Let's read what it says on the 1st. It says, credit sales of merchandise according to credit sales invoice 54 to Prinsloo 17520. So my details will be my duplicate credit sales invoice 54. My folio is my debtors journal. 17520 in the debit column. So my balance is now 41,420. On the 7th, it reads as follows. Credit sales of trading stock to Prinsloo 2268. So further credit sales is taking place. So I know my journal is my debtors journal. Duplicate credit sales invoice 55. 2268 in the debit column. And now my balance is 43,688. Then on the 8th, return of goods by Prinsloo 1020, credit note 11. So my details is duplicate credit note 11. My journal involved for a return is my debtors allowances journal. Now it will go in the credit column 1020, and now my date is slightly less, 42668. Then on the 9th, we issued a receipt or received a receipt from a debtor that's paying us, so we're issuing them a receipt. Prinsloo 15,000, so it's a duplicate receipt number 17. My journal is my CRJ. 15,000 is the partial payment, so it will go in the credit column. So Prinsloo's debt is now decreasing to 27668. Then on the 15th, we're issuing another receipt to J. Prinsloo, 2,800 on account. So again, CRJ is my journal. Duplicate receipt 18 will be my details. 2,800 in the credit column. So now the balance owing is 24,868. Then on the 21st, a credit sale is taking place, 7614. We know a credit sale will be my debtors journal. It's my duplicate credit sales invoice 59. The debt now goes up, so it's debited with 7614, and now the balance is slightly higher, 32,482. And then the last entry on the 22nd, return of merchandise Prinsloo 2760. When we return stock, we know it's our debtors allowances journal when a debtor returns stock. A duplicate credit note will be issued under details. To get number 14, you will go to your DOJ. You'll find the source document number under source documents. It will be credited 2760. And now his final balance at the end of October is 29,722. This is the amount that will go under debtors list under Prinsloo, 29,722 on the next page. Let's record our second debtors ledger for Havenga. Havenga starts with an opening balance of 67210, which you have already recorded looking at information number 1 from the question paper given. Then wherever you see Havenga, you're going to enter it into this ledger. The date is the 5th, 7th, 8th, 12th, 21st, 22nd, and 30th. On the 5th it says, receive payment from Havenga for half of her outstanding amount, receipt 15. So our details will be duplicate receipt 15. Our journal is CRJ, which will go to folio. And half of 67,210 is 33,605. So our balance is 33,605. Then on the 7th, credit sales of trading stock Havenga 6828. Credit sales goes to our debtors journal. It's a duplicate credit sales invoice 56. 6828 in the debit column. and now the balance is 4433. Then on the 8th, a return of goods is taking place, Havencha 2280. We know that a return is recorded in our debtors allowances journal. A duplicate credit note will be issued under details 2280 in the credit column, and now the balance is 38153. Then on the 12th, credit sales of inventory to Havencha 3600 subject to 12% discount. Remember, you are only going to take the amount after the discount, so the amount to be debited is 3168. It's a credit sale, so it's my debtors journal. It's a duplicate credit sales invoice, and now my balance is 41321. Then on the 21st, more credit sales, 7068. So again, it's my DJ and folio. It's my duplicate credit sales invoice under details. 7068 in the debit column. So now my balance is 48389. Then on the 22nd, a return of merchandise, Havencha 792. This is from the sales on 12 October. So 792 is my return in the credit column. I know it is my DAJ journal when I return. I will issue a duplicate credit note, and my balance is now 47597. Then on the 30th, received 5,400 Rand from Havencha on account. So Havencha is making a payment towards her account, so it's going to my cash receipts journal. I will issue a duplicate receipt. 5,400 in the credit column, and Havencha's balance at the end of October is 42197. I've highlighted this in red because this is the total or the balance that you are going to take to your debtors list under Havencha's name, 42197. Exactly like you did for Prinsloo. Prinsloo was 29722. Now we have our last debtors ledger to complete, which is our debtor 3, Venter. Venter starts with an opening balance of 12890, which we will find under transaction information number 1. If you quickly scan through the list of transactions, the name Venter appears on transaction date 7, 8, 9, 21, 26, 28, and 29. So let's go read what it says on the 7th. Credit sales of trading stock, Venter 7176. So credit sales will be my debtors journal. It will be my duplicate credit sales invoice, 7176 in the debit column. So my balance is 20,006. Then on the 8th, return of goods, Venter 2160. A return of goods is logged in my DAJ journal. It will always be a duplicate credit note. In the credit column, I will have 2160. Now my balance is 17906. Then on the 9th, issue the following receipts to debtors. Venter 5,000. So Venter is paying some of her debt back. So I'm receiving money in my CRJ. I will be issuing a duplicate receipt to Venter. Venter's balance will decrease with a partial payment of 5,000. So now Venter's debt owing to us is only 12,906. Then on the 21st, there's more credit sales for Venter, 2,700. Credit sales goes to my DJ journal and folio. It's my duplicate credit sales invoice. That's my details. 2,700 in my debit column. And now my is 15,606. Then on the 26th, issued receipt to Al Venter in settlement of her account. So what does she owe us before the 26th? She owes us 15,606. So she's now settling her whole account. So in the credit column, we'll have 15,606, which means the balance is now on 0. The journal is my CRJ, which goes to folio, and it's a duplicate receipt 19 that has been issued to Venter. Then on the 28th, credit sales of trading stock, Venter 7560. Credit sales goes to my debtors journal. It will be a duplicate credit sales invoice. The credit sales amount is 7560 in the debit column. So now my balance is 7560. And then the last entry on the 29th, Alfenter qualified for 15% trade discount on the sale of 28 October. Issue a credit note to bring the discount into consideration. We are only rectifying the error and the discount error, so we know it will be our DAJ. It's a duplicate credit note that will be issued. And how we get the discount amount, we're going to go to the 28th. The sale on the 28th was 7560. So you're going to say 7560 times 15%, and that gives you an answer of 1134. So the balance owing at the end of October is 6426. And this is the same amount, that's why it's in red, that we are going to transfer to the bottom of the list under Venter's name. Debtors list Alfenter 7426. Now that we've completed all three debtors ledgers, we can now add up the three amounts, and we know the balance that our debtors owes us at the end of October is a total of 78,345. Now it's very important that your balance carried over on your debtors control ledger account is also balancing to 78,345. We will see if that will happen when we do our general ledger next. General ledger of Steve Stores, balance sheet account section. We've got three balance sheet account section accounts: inventory, debtors control, and bank. They are all three assets, so your signs will be plus, minus. For inventory, you ask yourself, because it's an asset account, my opening balance will be on the debit side. My stock levels will go up either when I buy more stock for cash or if a debtor returns stock, cost of sales, or any errors or omissions. When will my stock levels go down? When I sell my stock, either for cash, which is CRJ, or on credit, which is DJ, and then we just balance our account off. So now we're simply just going to go to these journals, and we're going to post the totals from our journals into the ledger. So our balance brought forward is 320,000. We get that from our given information number 2 of the question paper. Then, in this case, we did not do a CPJ, so our answer will be 0. Our DAJ total is 7,600. Then if you go to your CRJ, the total is 54,680. Your DJ cost of sales total column is 51,945. Now we've posted all the entries that goes to our inventory, so now we add up our debit side and we get a total of 327,600. We know that the credit side must also equal 327,600. So the difference to balance our credit side to our debit side will be our balance carried down, and that's 220,975, and that will also be our opening balance for the 1st of November, 220,975. Now let's move on to our debtors control. Our debtors control account will also have our opening balance on the debit side. A debtor's debt increases when they buy more on credit using the DJ journal, and a debtor's debt will decrease when they either return faulty stock or omissions were made using the DAJ, or when they make partial payments towards the account in our CRJ. So now let's go to the totals of these applicable journals to finish off our general ledger. So our opening balance is 104,000, once again from our given information. Number 2, our sales DJ total is 61,902. Our CRJ bank total is 77,441. Our DAJ debtors allowances total is 101,46. Now we're going to add up our debit side. Then we get 165,902. We know the credit side must also balance to 165,902, following the double entry rule. So our shortfall on the credit side is 78,345, and that will be our opening balance on the 1st of November for debtors control. And then again, you can go back to your debtors list. You will see that the balance carried over of 78345, that is exactly what your debtors list totaled to on page 44 of your answer book. Our last balance sheet account section for the general ledger that we need to complete is our bank account. Our bank will have an opening balance on the debit side, that is if your current account balance is favorable, and then you can either increase your bank balance by having total receipts or total payments from the CPJ. Our opening balance is 15,800 Rand. Our column for bank in our CRJ is 143027. We did not do a CPJ, so in this transaction it will be a dash or 0. So all that we've got to do now is total up our debit side, which gives us 158827. So we know our credit side must also equal to 158827. So our balance carried over is that shortfall of 158827. So that is our bank balance on the 1st of November, 158827. Now let's complete our nominal account section of the general ledger. We've got 3 accounts: sales, cost of sales, and debtors allowances. All 3 of these accounts are owners' equities, so my signs will be minus plus. We've already entered our opening totals. Sales, there's a total of 641,000 on the credit side. Cost of sales and debtors allowances will have opening totals on the debit side, 510,000 for cost of sales and 29,000 for debtors allowances. Now if we go to sales, sales will have a positive effect on our bank balance when we receive money in the CRJ and when we receive money from debtors in the DJ. So bank CRJ total is 65,616, and the debtors control total in your debtors journal is 61,902. Then we simply tally up the credit side and we get 768,518 as an answer. Then cost of sales, remember cost of sales goes hand in hand with inventory. You can either sell stock for cash or on credit. If it's cash, it's CRJ. If it's credit, it's DJ. So our cost of sales column in the CRJ is 54,680. And our cost of sales column in the DJ is 51,945. Then we can also have debtors allowances. So our cost of sales in the debtors allowances total is 7,600. So the last thing we need to do is now just tally up our credit and debit side. So if you add up your debit side, you get a total of 616,625. So you know credit side must also equal 616,625. So the difference between 616,625 and 7,600 is 609,025. That is your shortfall, and that is the amount that you will bring forward on the 1st of November. 609,025. Then our last ledger account is debtors allowances. You'll have debtors control DAJ on the debit side. Your total of your DAJ debtors allowances was 10146. And then if you add up the debit side, you get 39,146.